friends, welcome back. As you know, I said last week that I'm going to be trying to do these every week. I kind of want to do this as like a weekly journal of how things are progressing in my life, and I'm calling it 36 to Theater because I started my little journey at 36, and 2 years later I wanted to give an update on my progress. But I thought one way that I could make these journals was to kind of focus on something that is really important to me, and let you guys kind of understand what that's about. This week, I want to talk about CrossFit. CrossFit has actually been very, very important to my personal growth. And I didn't know that was actually going to be a thing. I had noticed I was spending a lot of time in my job, and I wasn't really dedicating time to proper food or fitness. I was honestly kind of a mess. So one day my two nephews and I said, well, why don't we join a gym? So we looked at a couple of the gyms in the area. There were two CrossFit gyms, then there was one kind of muscle gym, and then a couple of regular $20 a month gyms. So we made our way to a place called High Mountain CrossFit based in Cedar City. And you could tell just by walking in there that there was a culture of caring, that these people legitimately cared about each and every person, and we all just wanted to have a better life. So I was sold. In meeting with the owner of the gym, we decided what our goals were, and we jumped in. As we started to go through it, we went through like a 3-month training process to be able to do CrossFit, because you can't really just jump into CrossFit. You don't necessarily know the movements and all that kind of stuff. It could be a little bit dangerous if you don't have a little bit of proper training. So you go through, it was about 2, maybe 3 months, if memory serves right, of a training process to get us into the swing of things. I gotta tell you, it was probably one of the most difficult things I have ever done. There were days where I couldn't even walk. I was so sore. It was brutal. But it felt good. It felt good to be working towards something. And at first, my nephews and I did this because we wanted to kind of fix our bodies and get more in shape. And as time progressed, my nephews kind of tapered off, because you got to have a little bit more of a why when it comes to personal growth. As my nephews tapered off and ultimately ended up quitting, I continued on. And the reason I continued on was because I noticed a fringe benefit to the fitness aspect of it. As my body was getting healthier, so was my mind. I struggle with a depressive and pessimistic personality. When you say you are your own worst enemy, this guy upstairs really doesn't like me. And so what I noticed is I would do these exceptionally difficult workouts that would make me feel like dying, feel like throwing up. On some accounts I almost felt like crying. And those things would be so difficult that other things seemed easier. And I really liked that. I liked that if I could throw around weight and be doing burpees for an hour, then all of a sudden big things didn't seem so big. They actually felt quite small, which started to fix my brain. Coupled with the CrossFit community are some of the most positive, disgustingly positive people I have ever met. They're some of the most supportive, kind, and caring people, especially at this gym. I came to work on my body, but I stayed because it actually worked on my mind. And as I continued on, I'm about 2 years in. As I continued on, I found that as my body changed, I became a lot more optimistic. I became a lot more goal-oriented. I essentially became the person who said, I can do anything. And so that actually led me to the confidence to jump into theater. And I attribute that actually a lot to CrossFit, amongst a bunch of other things. The person, he probably doesn't know this, and he's going to be embarrassed that I say this right now, but the person who's probably been one of the most influential people in the last 2 years of my life has been one of the trainers at High Mountain. He is, I always tell him this, I tell him he poops unicorns and rainbows. I mean, he's the most hyper-positive person I've ever met. And that infection of positivity has permeated my soul to the point where I don't have dark thoughts anymore. When I was much younger, I struggled very, very hard with depression to the point where I did some stupid things that has impacted my life even to this day. Maybe one day we'll jump into that, probably for another video. But I've always walked the line of being really dark. But I'm also from a time where you didn't really talk about depression. You didn't talk about anxiety. You didn't talk about mental illness. And you certainly didn't take pills for it. I was just raised differently. It was a different time. So you just silently held on to those things and you did your best to get through each day. Fast forward to CrossFit, and now now you get these kind of things, but you also get the brain too. You also get the mental toughness and the grit and the fortitude to be better. How this impacts theater. When I started CrossFit, I never in a million years thought that it would give me the confidence to do theater. And now that I'm doing community theater, but my goal is professional, and CrossFit's gonna be one of the things that get me there. And so if I could give a nugget of wisdom right now, that would be do some sort of fitness. It doesn't have to be CrossFit. For me, that works. But do some sort of fitness that is functional for the happiness in your life. If you love to swim, make that a routine. Because I've noticed when you exercise, if you struggle with mental illness, it kind of takes the edge off. And for me, it has really taken the edge off. My point of this video here is don't discount the opportunity to have a healthy body, because it doesn't matter if you're 30 pounds or 300 pounds. The fringe benefit that I have found in a regimented fitness routine is it has made my mind clearer. And then I want that for you guys. If you like what I'm doing here, give me a thumbs up, give me that encouragement, because I do want to keep doing these videos. It's a little bit new, so give me that thumbs up, give me some encouragement, give me a like. And in the comments down below, tell me what your goals are. Tell me what your fitness goals are. That doesn't mean that you have to be fit necessarily in the body. That means that you can be fit in the mind. Tell me how you're going to achieve that and what you want to do to achieve that. And let's have that discussion down in the comments. I appreciate you stopping by, and we will do another one next week. One last thing, I'm gonna give you one more challenge down in the comments. If you want to know more about CrossFit, about 6 months ago, I actually became a level 1 CrossFit trainer. So I can actually help give you some ideas on functional fitness or HIIT fitness, let you know how that kind of works. It is infinitely modifiable for all walks of life. So I'd love to be able to share the gift of functional fitness with you guys if that is something that you're looking for. Leave a comment down below. I can even do some fitness routines if you like, some stretching routines, just to kind of share what has helped me in my everyday life. So once again, thank you for stopping by. Drop me a like, and we'll see you in a week.